Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Layer by Layer, the live edition. Today we're going to talk about the PiGRRL Zero project. This is part 6. Part 6 we're talking about USB audio. Yes, we're going to have audio on the PiGRRL project. So I've taken a little bit of time to get the software working with it, which is pretty straightforward and easy. And I'll just jump over to the Workbench hover cam thing and take a look at what we have. So I'm using this USB audio interface that we have in the Adafruit shop. It's like $5, and it works with the latest version of Jesse, and it works with RetroPie 3.7, I believe, or 3.6, 3.7, one of those. And what I've done is I've already, because it's kind of comes in this enclosure, I have sort of broken it apart, taken it apart, and this is what's inside of it, this tiny little guy here. So it has 2 audio jacks. One is in mic input, which we won't be using, so I'm probably going to chop that off, but it's still there right now. And it has the audio out jack, which I have plugged in here to a set of speakers that I have in the back here. So I have sort of dismantled it real quick. The project was fully enclosed, and all the screws were nice and closed up, but I've had to take it apart because this massive USB jack is in the back there. So you can see that's where it is. So what I have is a little USB to go adapter, which is like just this bare minimum little piece of metal that converts a micro USB into a male USB A plug. And I have a hub into that. So ideally what we're going to do is we're going to solder these wires straight into the USB go adapter so that it's like the most slimmest thing, because there's not a lot of space in here, guys, and this thing is probably just barely going to fit. So what I'm going to try to do today is model this inside of Fusion 360 and put it find a good location for it in the case, and then figure out a way how to mount it into place. I'm only going to have, of course, the audio out jack, because having the mic input jack will kind of confuse things, and it's not going to work anyway. So I'm just going to probably chop this off with a pair of flush snips. So that's the progress on the audio. So let's go ahead and take a look at listening to it real quick. Hopefully nothing broke there. Yeah. So if you can hear that, let me see if I can turn it up a little bit. Where's my audio? Audio's over here. All right. So let's go ahead and test out Super Mario World. And the thing is that some of the games have some pretty crappy audio. Super Mario World seems to work really well. It's a little choppy. And that's mainly because of either the emulator or the overclocking speed on the Pi. So it's not the best. And that's one of the things, the trade-offs I guess you get with audio, is that it's not that great. And it depends on the game, and it depends on the emulator. So you can hear it's a little laggy, a little choppy, and not that great. But it's just, again, for this game. Something like Quake 3 or Doom has really good audio, because it's just emulated better. Yeah, so obviously there isn't enough room in the case for a speaker and a mic, or an amplifier and a speaker, so that's why we're just using the USB audio adapter. And USB audio is supposed to be the cleanest and easiest way to do audio on the Pi Zero. So that's sort of what we're working with, and it's just not too hard to like take it apart and mount it in there. So what I'm thinking is I'm either going to have 2 versions, one with audio and one without, because the one without is ready to go, but it's going to take at least 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even a month to get the PCBs manufactured, the gamepad PCBs. They're very, very simple PCBs, but it still takes a lot of time to get in the Fab Lab. I just got these guys back from Osh Park, which I ordered 3 weeks ago now. So and I've already milled these out on the other mill and made quite a few different design changes. And I'm already submitting another one to Osh Park, which I submitted yesterday, which has a lot more. It just has nicer silkscreen graphics and stuff, because this is kind of bare and simple. You don't need the graphics, but you know, I just thought it'd be a nice thing. If it's not an extra cost anyway, so I figured I'd add some cool silkscreen and some nice stop masks graphics. But that's pretty much it. I got 3 of them for like $20 with shipping. And I haven't installed them yet or anything because I already have the other milled PCB ones, which work pretty well. You can see I'm playing here. So yeah, the sound's kind of choppy. I think there's still some room to overclock and tweak the speed a little bit. But I haven't had time to figure that out because I really want to get this this audio interface modeled up and added to the enclosure. But I do have some time while the gamepad PCB gets manufactured. I can spend some time figuring out audio because originally I wasn't going to do any audio, but you know, a lot of people were asking about audio, and even Lamar was like, hey, you know, can we do audio? And it's like, well, I guess the easiest thing to do is to use this audio interface or audio adapter. So it's kind of hard to see the screen, but you know, lighting and stuff. But that's it there. I'm gonna take a quick look at the chat and see if anybody has any questions about the audio stuff. There is yes, we're talking audio. It feels weird playing without audio. It does. Yep. There isn't any noise that I have found so far, but maybe there will be when I actually put it in the case, because the battery tends to add a bit of noise. So yeah, I'm hoping that there isn't any noise though, because there's no amp. It's just this tiny little audio jack. So I'm hoping that'll reduce some of the noise, or any noise really. But you heard there wasn't any noise there, obviously, because like this thing's outside of the case. So yeah, I think that's going to be the easiest solution. Another solution is to, I think Dustin Evans recommended a USB audio interface, which I haven't checked out yet. But my first thing is like, well, is it going to fit in the case and in the sort of clearance issues that you might have when you stuff everything in there. So, yeah. Why audio? Yeah, because everybody wants audio, and it's weird to play without audio, apparently. I've been playing without audio just fine, but people want audio. So let's take a look at my screen here, and I'll show you what this thing is. So this is the USB audio adapter. It's like $5. Works with Raspberry Pi. And we've had this thing in the shop for quite some time. And it's just like a legacy sort of audio interface. And what I did to get it to work is I pretty much followed this guy here. So if you go to this guide, USB audio cards with Raspberry Pi, one of the subpages called Updating ELSA Config, there's a quick little start script that you can run. And basically what this is saying is like, hey, on startup, you know, play the card 1, which is the device here. Its identifier is 1, so it's just a little start script, and that's pretty much all I did to get it working. Without this, I was trying to use the ELSA mixer, and that didn't seem to like trigger it. It didn't seem to turn it on. So I haven't really done any Linux audio stuff. So I was like, what am I doing? But I watched Desk of Lady Ada Lamar show, and I saw that she was demoing audio when she was doing the Hackaday prize for the Raspberry Pi Zero to win a free Raspberry Pi. One of the first sort of episodes was to show how to get audio working, and the simplest way was to use USB audio. So I followed this, and I was like, okay, this is cool, and it just started working automatically. So I was like, okay, cool. That's one way to do it. So if you guys are interested in getting USB audio from your Raspberry Pi Zero, this is a really good, easy, straightforward way to do that. Again, it's on the learn.adafruit.com/USB audio cards with Raspberry Pi. So you can see that there. And I'll have it linked below, I guess, later if you guys want it. So yeah, there it is. Again, I had to break it apart to get just the bare PCB and components, and I even stripped away the USB sort of plug plastic piece here, connector, just so that I can get it. And I still have a little bit of trouble closing the case. Like I haven't been able to close it, obviously, because like I have to adjust the battery and stuff. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna start I gotta take measurements of this thing. I was gonna try to do that before the show because it's very, very boring to take measurements with your pair of calipers, and I have to like disconnect it because USB the wires are pretty fragile. I've already broken the wires quite a few times, and I had to resolder it. So hopefully that doesn't happen. If it does, it's okay. I've already shown you that the audio kind of works. You know, it's a little choppy, but maybe we can figure out some tweaking stuff and overclocking it. Any questions? Anybody have any questions? Yeah, I guess it's similar to the amp system. It's just that, you know, there's no powered speakers in this. It's just headphone only. Kirby's got a suggestion here I'm trying to read. Maybe move the USB to a plug near the bottom of the case for audio design, a module to clip at the bottom. Kind of like a cool old Game Boy attachment. Huh. Yeah, send me a link to like a photo of that, because I'm not sure what, but of course you can plug in headphones, and I'm thinking that's going to be the way to go with it, because again, there's just no room in the damn case for a little speaker in an amp. Yeah, I'd have to like reduce the battery, like put a 500 milliamp battery instead of this 2000 milliamp battery. Let me see if you guys can see in here. It's Kirby and Andrew in the chat room. I gave them sort of beta access to the files, and I sent them some PCBs, so they were able to build it. So they know like how constrained it is for space in there. I got all this area here, but it's all covered up when you close this. And of course, this is definitely not going to work here. We're not going to have that there. So it's really really difficult to figure out some good space for this. So what I'm thinking is, if you take a look at the enclosure, let's do that now in CAD, because I opened it up here and I'm like gonna check it out. I'm thinking the best place for it, I'm thinking, is right here in this area. So if I do a section analysis here, it's been a while since I've opened this project. Was it that one? Nah, let's just open the case itself, like turn off the top. There we go. So I'm thinking underneath this gamepad here, the directional pad, that I'll have some room for it, and then I'll have the little hole for the audio jack right here, because and right now in the case I have the battery like over here, so I have to move the battery in the center here. Yeah, that just seemed to be a good spot for it, but now I'm gonna have to move the battery in the physical build. And there isn't a mount for the battery. Like there isn't like these clips or a holder or anything for the battery. You just kind of tack it in place with some mounting tack, and I'm glad I did that decision, because now I'm free to move it around. I'm not stuck to this. I don't have to reprint another piece, and that seems to be the way to do it. And for the audio itself, there aren't any mounting holes on this thing, so it's just a square PCB with 2 audio jacks. So I'm gonna have to do something where I either have like walls that keep it in place, which could be rather difficult because we got wires and stuff coming out of the back, so I have to be careful where it is, because the one thing you don't want is to plug in the audio, plug it in, and it gets like it gets moved and then stuck inside the case, and you have to like take it apart, and then, so I have to figure out something, I guess a wall like in the back here, but that's where the wires are, so it's a little hard to keep that in place. So I'm thinking either we stick it with some hot glue or mounting tape, something like that might work. Yeah, so that's kind of hard in itself to figure this out, but at least what I plan to do is just model this piece out and then work around that component once I model it. But I'm thinking again, lower left hand underneath the directional pad will be a good spot for it. Now, another thing that I have to keep aware is the screws I'm using are a little bit too long, so I have to either find some shorter screws or chop the screw in half or something, because it does look a little bit long, like it might not. It might cause some clearance issues. Just one screw for the PCB, because it is kind of long. Let's see if you can see that there. Kind of pokes out right there. It's a 3/8 of an inch long. So yeah, we'll get there, but I think for now, what I'll do is do the laborious task of taking measurements of this thing. Now that I've shown you it working, sort of the thoughts about it, how to get it working in the software, demoing it, and then showing you the case where I think is a good spot for it. Let me jump back over to chat and see if anybody has any other stuff. 2 vertical clips on the back, and the holes hold on the front. Yeah, that's a good option too. Pretty much for the audio board. Yep. 1/4 screw works better. Okay, cool. I will have to use a 1/4 screw, Kirby. Yeah, I looking forward to the boards too, the PCB, the gamepad PCB. Cool. Yeah, the cool thing about these boards is that it could work with any other type of project too. It's just two mounting holes and 4 buttons, so hopefully we can get them down like, I don't know, $2 or something like that, because it is like $20 to get 3 of them from Osh Park. Am I showing this? Yeah, this guy here. That's super simple, and there's 2 available grounds, so you can ground that. And then in the new design, I have it's double-sided so that you have 2 connections and 2 grounds for every button. So hopefully that'll help out with wiring extra buttons, like the shoulder buttons. So we use one of the grounds for the buttons here, so that works well. Okay, I think the first part will be, because I'm kind of limited on time, but again, the first part's going to be like, let's model this component, and then kind of put it in the case, and then work around that. So what I'm going to do is shut down the Pi. I'm still paused, aren't I? Oh man, that lag. I'm sure there's a way to try to smooth out that audio with Man, it's really hot. That thing's hot. Not too hot, but it's noticeably hot. Okay, so I'm gonna shut this down, and I have to kind of. Ooh, I did something. I must have shorted something just now. Oh well. Well, that's what happens. Disconnect that, and I have to shut this off. I'm just gonna take that. This case is a little bit older. What I've had to do is like open this slot up for the little slide switch, because it's hard to get my fingers in there. So on the new design, it has a better clearance, so you can get your finger in there, so it sticks out a little bit more. So that's why I just ripped it out there. But yeah, that's it. Again, this is what I'm using to get the USB in there. It is a tiny USB To Go adapter. Come on, focus. It's not going to focus. And I'm thinking I'm just going to solder straight into these guys here, the little plugs there. I'm probably just going to solder straight into that, because I don't want any interference with like space. So that's what we're going to try to do. And I think these are like $5 too in the shop. So it adds price to the thing. If you really want a cheaper build, don't do audio. But people want audio, so you got to pay like, I guess, $10 for audio. $5 for this thing. I don't know. I think the pack will probably reduce the price a bit. If you get all the components separately, of course, it's going to cost a little bit more. Okay. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate the comment. And Kirby Instagrammed his audio module idea. Cool. I will check that out. For the Osh Park boards, you can join them all together and have a trimmable piece to count as one board. The gamepad was bigger and same cost for 3. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I had that idea too, like put them in one. That's a good idea. I haven't tried it, but I did have that idea, but I didn't do it. I should have did that. Where in EagleCAD you just put both of the ports. I think I could, but I'm not sure, because in EagleCAD you can only have one. I think one outline. I think, because I'm using the free version. But maybe I could, I don't know. I'll have to look at it, but that's a good idea. And I'm very curious about Kirby's thing, so I'm going to check it out. Excuse me. Oh, cool. He did a quick little thing. Can you guys see this? Check out Kirby on Instagram. He's Kibi81. So that's the USB audio. That's the amp. It's like a, an add-on thing. It's so old school, man. Get power from USB. Yeah, speaker. That's crazy. It's like a direct add-on. It's like a Game Genie, but for like audio. You know. That's kind of cool. I mean, that's gonna take a little bit of extra stuff, but I think the cool thing about this idea is that you can I can finalize this project and then make it as a separate add-on, right? The only thing is I think I'm gonna have like a hole, you know, in the bottom here or somewhere else, because I already have the switch in the bottom there, so I guess I could have another hole in there, and then I'll have to add more connector things because it might cut into that, into the little connector part. But yeah, it's a cool idea. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I guess what I'll do now is start modeling the component. Magnets to hold it, maybe? Huh, that's a good idea. That would be cool. I haven't done that yet. Where like you have magnets keeping the component together. It's just like little bits, right? And then you have just like metal contacts that touch. Okay. I'm going to, where am I here? Okay. Take this out. Put audio. And take this out here. You have to be kind of careful to dismantle this thing. Because again, like, I have ripped the wires quite a bit. And this is like the overall length, which is, it's just pretty short, but I might end up cutting it even shorter. Because, yeah, the case is small. So what I have is a little notepad, and I'm going to take some measurements. First thing is the PCB. .48. .6. And the thickness, I'm pretty sure it's like 1.6, like everything else. Try to get that in the shot. Oh, it's 1.9. 1.09. That's different. Let's put 1.10. Just because there's a little bit of metal down there. If that's the case. It's 2.26. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of component stuff underneath the board, so I'm going to round it off to 2.2 for the thickness of the board, and then we'll measure this little audio jack. 13.92 by 6.39. Again, I'm writing this in a notepad so you guys can't see my screen. So I'm just taking measurements. And then thickness, tallness. It's going to be 5.56. And just taking notes here of what's what. Okay, I think that's going to be it. Might as well take the radius of the jack thing. Diameter 4.29 or 4.92. diameter. Okay, I think that's gonna be it. And then position of it. I'm just gonna put it in the corner here. So I'm not gonna take any measurements of where it is on the board because it's like, okay, it's in the corner. So, and looking at it in this orientation, it's the one on the right that's audio. The way I know that is because when I take a look at this, that's the orientation I remember it. Yeah, you can't get to see it, but there's little icons here that says like mic, headphone. So that's the headphone. So I'm gonna have to cut that off, and I'm not gonna model this one because I'm just gonna trim it off the thing off the board. All right, you want to look at my measurements? Here's the measurements. Odyssey USB adapter. That 2848, 17.6, 22, 13.92, 6.39, 5.56. That's the thickness of the board, and then the jack. The diameter of the jack is 4.92. So kind of arbitrary numbers, nothing's rounded off, but whatever. Okay. Let me take a look at the chat real quick. Any questions? Could you go a little bit faster? You know, it's no. I'm gonna go as slow as I need to go. Solder it directly to the Raspberry Pi and bypass the OPD jack. You know, that's a good idea, Jeffrey. I approve. But, yeah, and that's like $5 you just trimmed off the build, huh? So that's good. Though I'm looking at the USB, and it's like, well, I don't know. I see two pads, but maybe on the front side of the board, because I'm looking at the back of the Pi. I don't see any. Yeah, it would prevent you from uploading ROMs using Wi-Fi later. And I was looking for a USB hub too that was like just 2 ports, you know, that way you can have the audio and you can have the Wi-Fi, but it's like, man, I can't find one that's just 2 ports. We have one in the shop, but it's like it has like a power switch and an Ethernet jack. It's like, you don't need any of that. You're going to end up trimming all that stuff away. Audio problems. Oh boy. Okay. I'm going to make a new document here because somebody wants me to speed up. Real quick. How long have I been streaming? 29 minutes. Okay, I plan to do an hour stream. I don't want to take up everybody's time here. Because stuff takes a lot longer than it actually looks like. Start off with sketch. And I'm going to make a square. Use the center rectangle so I can model in the middle here. And I already forgot the measurements, obviously, so I'm just going to put in some numbers. And then I'll just add them later here. So, there we go. This is long ways. This is other ways. Alright, so there's our PCB, nice and square. And I'll hit stop sketch. I'll extrude this out to like 2.29 or something. 2.29 was it? I don't know. Let's take a look. 2.2. Yep. Modify that. 2.209. Okay. Alrighty. Looks thick, but that's because, you know, I'm just rounding off the number because there's little spots at the bottom of the board that make it that thick. Next up, I'm going to do the audio jack thing, so I'm just going to sketch on top of here, and it's on this corner, so let's see, what are my measurements again? It's the long ways by short ways, 6.39. Alright. Now I'll extrude this to whatever thickness it is. I'll make this a new body. 5.56. Probably just typed it in. Yep. Okay. And then I'll sketch a little circle right here. And see if I can get Center. Come on, where's the center? I don't know. I'm gonna make some construction lines to figure that out. So I want it to be in the dead center of it. And then I'll select those lines, hit X on my keyboard, make some construction lines. Circle. I forget what it was. It was like 5 or something. 5.5, 4.92. 192. Okay. And okay. Now I'm gonna put some here, and I need to take another measurement. I forgot to measure how. Right there, it's quick. 2.44 for that. Whatever that is. Whatever you want. I think that's all the little capacitors. These cappies. Because as long as I don't go beyond the height of the jack, so I'm just gonna, keep in mind that the whole thing, just keep clearance away from the whole thing. Is that how it is? It actually protrudes outward. Oh crap. So I have to move it because I have it wrong here. You can see the jack protrudes from the PCB. It's not focusing, but whatever. So what do I do there? I just gotta move all the bodies by 2 something. Let me see if I can. I don't think I can move it in the sketch because it's locked to that thing here. So maybe I'll just do. I don't think I can move a set of faces. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. We'll see here. I can just move bodies, move components. Nah, I have to use the press pull. Face. Can I set 2 of them? Nah, when I try to do that, it like 2.2 or 2.44, and then I'll move this by 2.2. Maybe by 0. Yeah, no. I'm gonna make the offset type to new offset, and then I'll put 2.44. Okay, and then I'll push this back here by 2.24 because I'm basically moving the whole component up by that. So that's a quick and dirty way to do it. There you go. So now it's protruding out like it is in the. Okay, go ahead and save this out. Very, very simple. Good thing it's simple, not too complicated. We'll call this USB audio adapter. Adapter. It's in the right spot. Yep. Save. Hopefully this saves. I just updated Fusion. I had to restart because it wasn't opening stuff. But there you go. Good. Now we're going to go back to the case. Wait for that thing to finish. Chuchin. There it goes. And I'm going to import it in. And we go all the way over here. Move this. I can't move this. I can move it over there. Okay. Okay. There it is. Alright, so I haven't done anything here yet other than like close stuff. That's why it's like, hey, save. But I haven't done any actual edits. So let's go ahead and right click on it and do insert design. And that's where, oh, look at that. It's almost where I want it to be. So now I'm going to fudge it into place. Let me get rid of the top so I can see a little bit better. And maybe the D-pad too. Let's hide that. Hello. Oops, I hit the wrong thing. Okay, cool. So what we want to do is make sure it's not intersecting with the wall. It's not, right? No, it is. A little bit. I'm going to move it down. So that's touching the bed. I think this is 110.6. Okay, looks good. And I think I have a little bit of room to push it back out. Okay, and I think it'll be protruding just a little bit, which is good. I want to be able to, you know, still stand it up on this side here. So it's just going to be protruding just a little bit, and it'll be recessed a tiny bit. Okay. Okay. What do you guys think about that placement? Let me bring back the D-pad. Just barely enough. Cool. I think with the when I remove the mic input, I think the screw, a bigger 3/8 screw might be okay. It just might. Yeah, I think so. Let me hit home, and I will save this, or actually snapshot this, which I always forget where the hell it is. A snapshot saves a snapshot. What is it called? It's called what the hell is it called? It's called like save state or something, or create a snapshot. And now I can't seem to find it anywhere. Where's it under? It appears like when you want. Here's how I know I can get it to appear. I'll do projection of this guy, and then it'll be like, okay, hit okay, hit stop. It didn't show up. Uh-oh. I usually do that, and it shows up. It's like, hey, save the state. Are you kidding me? I can't find it. That's great. I honestly don't see it. Oh well, we're gonna save it, and hopefully the state saves. Added USB audio adapter. Okie dokie. Just looking at the chat. Sorry, guys. Yes. I can't pronounce his name. Vila Eco. Yeah. Fusion 360. Check it out. Download it. 1 year free. Whatever. Capture position. Is it in timeline? Maybe, Kirby. Let me. Is it here? No, I don't see it there. I thought it'd be in this little cogwheel. I don't see it. But that is capture position. That's the right. Kirby knows what's up. I don't see it though still. I did update Fusion, so maybe they either removed it or something. I doubt that. Oh man, whatever. I'm gonna make a hole for. I'm gonna make a hole for this guy, and I made a sketch from that by projecting it. I'm gonna call it audio. Come on, audio jack. Cut. Let me just check Wirecast. Yeah, I'm in the right spot. Good. It's pretty good. I like that I can see chat and model at the same time. Now I want to make an offset of it so that there's a little bit of clearance-ness. And to do that, I will double click on that. Get a line to it and then do an offset here. So sketch, offset, and then just click the outline, and then I'll do an offset of about 0.2 of a millimeter. Should be fine. That might have a little snug fit to it. And then ... What I'll do is let's hide. I think the comments are fine. I'm gonna extrude E on my keyboard. Click on that and that, and then I'll hide the top. and then change the extents from distance to 2, because I'm telling it extend to this surface here, so it cuts the wall of the case here, the bottom of the case, and all it looks good. Okay, and there's my hole. There's a hole. There's a hole. I'm not sure what's going on with blocked by channel, block this. I don't know. Maybe there's some like built-in settings in YouTube. I'm looking at the chat and it says that Andrew's getting blocked. I don't know why. I'm sorry, but I'm not doing that. He says they changed it just to screw with you on a live show. I guess I don't know, man. There's like there's some words that will automatically ban you in the chat room if you say like sucks or like bad naughty words, because it's a kid show. So try to avoid. I don't know, man. It should be in the toolbar next to add in buttons. You move an object. Which file menu is that? Yeah, sorry, Andrew. Yeah, you're still there. It's all good. Kirby is saying it's in the toolbar next to add-ins. Oh shit. Wait, I'm in add-ins. It's just not showing up. Maybe if I close this. Nope. I am flabbergasted. The one time I need to find it, I don't know where it is. All the way to the right, it's select right now. What, this thing? No, it just hides stuff. Clearly my my workspace is not like right. I know it used to show up here, but now it's gone. It's just gone, man. Workspace? No. The box is selected at the moment, kind of like how it stops sketch sometimes. I don't see it. Maybe at the end of this. I don't know how to use the feature too. Yeah, right. That's crazy, man. Did you update to the latest, Kirby? Are you on the latest update thing? Let me know. Let me know. Next thing I'm gonna do is make those vertical walls to keep it like clipped in place, so it doesn't. So I at least have some sort of. It has already saved the position. I guess so, because I don't see the option. Usually, I'm accustomed to yeah, and it's not an action you invoke. I'm used to like when I insert a new object and then I try to sketch on top of it, it'll give me that option. It'll say, "Hey, save the state. Do you want to save it or not?" I was like, "Of course I want to save it. Are you kidding me? Why would you not want to save it?" So maybe the update just says, "Well, duh, they want to save it," so they just got rid of it. They omitted it, and now it's like built in. Saying the S word. What did I say? What's the S word? Super? Sorry, man. I will wash my mouth. Okay, let's keep moving. I'm gonna get rid of the D-pad so I can see, and then what I'll do is I'm gonna sketch on the bottom of this guy and then extrude upwards. So I'll hide that for now, and then sketch this here so it'll project it. And what I want to do is have. I wonder if I should have the same. Yeah, I probably should have, because I'm looking at the wires here and it's like, man, they don't give me much room. They give me about, doing some measurements here. They give me 3.5 millimeters to work with, because the wires are spread out, and that's about all I have. 3 millimeters on each side. And it'll be, I'm gonna say like 3 millimeters by, shit, what's the diameter of that thing again? Let me look at my notes. 13.92, no, 17.6. Where are you? 17.6 by 3. Okay, cool. And then I'll make a line here to intersect with that. And then I'll do a quick sketch dimension because I know exactly where I need to be. This needs to be 3.5. Like that. And I'll do another one over here. And another sketch dimension. Oop. Oop. This guy to this guy. 3.5. Okay, and then I'm just going to raise that in the case. So let me bring back bottom case. Flip this around. And I will extrude these two bars up like that. And that'll stop it from coming in. And obviously this circle will keep it in place on the X, and this will keep it in place on the Y. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah. And then I'll just hit, it's join, the operation set to join. So hit OK. And hopefully that's enough. Oh, take a look at that. If you take a look here, I'm thinking like, well, if you have this little bit, this little jack, how are you actually going to fit it in? I guess at an angle, but there's not enough. Oh, shit. Yeah. I mean, think about, right? Like, I can't insert it in because these guys are going to stop it from going in there. So, I need to think of something. Maybe if these were, no, I can't do that. If I put this on the top, well, I have a D-pad and there, so there's no way to do that. I think if it is at an angle, I should be able to insert it. Maybe not make it so tall, so I'm going to make them 2 millimeters tall, the little pillar things. Maybe 2.2 or whatever to match up with it, to match up with the PCB. Is that what it was? 2.2, yeah. That way I should have enough room to like angle it in there. Yeah, and I do have a teeny bit of clearance here in the front. You see that spot there? That's a little bit of clearance room, so maybe that's enough. Okay. I'll see you later, Kirby. Make a chamfer on the top of the pillars. Ah, so that they can slide into place. That's a good idea. Thank you, Andre. Let's go ahead and do that. Wow, this is cool. Maybe 2.2, right? Yeah. Hopefully that still keeps it in spot when I'm... maybe not that much, right? Maybe just one. There you go. That way I can say we're taller. Yeah. Should I make him taller? Go back to 5. Not 50. 5. Whoops. Right here. Oops. Hate that bug. 5's a little bit much, but I do like them a little bit taller. Take a look at that. Meh. Too tall. 3. 4. Yeah. Something like that. Okay. Looks good. Again, I don't think I need any on the sides because the hole here is just keeping that jack and PCB in place. And hopefully this will have a snug fit. I just gave it a 0.2 millimeter clearance so that it should be able to fit in there and just have a little bit, a little bit of wiggle room, tiny bit of wiggle room. I mean, it'll probably be nice and tight, so no wiggle room. I think that's it. I have plenty of room for the wires to come out here. I think that'll work. And I'll probably have to route the wire coming out this way and into the USB port. So let's get rid of the PiType real quick so you can see. So the routing is going to be like right here, follow it into that. So should have enough room. All right, well, that is about all I'm going to do. Yeah, it looks good. Thank you, Andre. I appreciate the help there. That was very good for the chamfer part. Added holders for USB audio adapter. I'm going to save that out, export it out, get the print going, do some tests, and that has been part 6 of PiGRRL Zero. I started this project in like February. It is now April. Obviously, we do another projects and stuff, but I appreciate everybody's input. Very, very fortunate to have all you guys helping out and stuff. Again, it's going to take a while to get these PCBs manufactured. I mean, we still don't have the kit for the Pi 2. You know, things take a lot of time for manufacturing. But that's it. It's almost an hour. I got to head out here, pick up a kiddo, and have some lunch. I hope that you guys have enjoyed just whatever this was, the Layer by Layer thing. I'll try to do more of them, of course. Recently, it's been a lot of milling and breaking bits. Tonight we're going to have the show and tell, which is on at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time with Lamar and Phil. And I hope you guys join, show off some projects, show off what you're working on, what you want to work on, hacker spaces, tools, whatever. And then shortly after, at 8 p.m., it is Ask an Engineer with Lamar and Phil. So we'll talk about new products. We'll talk about Raspberry Pi, open source hardware news, Arduino news, lots of little segments and things, and it's a full hour show, and it's a good live stream, and that one's on at, again, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't have a coupon code, but there will be one tonight at 8 o'clock. So if you guys want to pick up some stuff, support the channel, support the cause, you can save money by doing so as well. So be sure to tune in. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Oh, I'll see you guys tomorrow. There's that 3D Hangout. We're doing too many shows. There's a 3D Hangout live show on, we'll tell you when. It's probably like going to be like 11 or something, like this was, like 11:30 or something. Yeah, with me and Pedro, we got a good amount of stuff to talk about, and it's all 3D printing and DIY electronics. So there you go. All right, guys, so thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys later, and hopefully I'll see you guys tonight on the show and tell. And yeah, thank you guys. I will see you later. Bye, guys.